Imagine signing a love contract with a billionaire only to realize it was a trap. That's exactly what happened to Jane, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, whose explosive courtroom testimony just exposed the dark reality behind his so-called hotel nights. This isn't just another celebrity scandal. This is a story of control, coercion, and a twisted web of secrets that could send Diddy to prison for life. And what Jane just revealed under oath? It's even worse than we thought. Jane testified that in 2023, Diddy offered her a deal, $10,000 a month in exchange for her loyalty. But this wasn't some romantic gesture, it was financial control. Even now, after their breakup and his arrest, he's still paying her rent. Why? Because according to Jane, this wasn't about love, it was about power. Jane's most chilling revelation? The drug-fueled hotel nights she says she was forced into. At first, she thought they were just wild parties, until she realized she couldn't say no. She testified that she'd begged Diddy to stop, texting him, "I don't want to feel obligated to do this anymore." But when she resisted, he turned cold, belittling her until she gave in. And the worst part? She wasn't alone. Picture this. It's your birthday. You fly to Miami expecting a celebration, only to walk into a nightmare. Jane tearfully described how Diddy set up a hotel night with 3 male entertainers on her birthday after she'd already begged him to stop. She said she felt like a robot, just going through the motions while he watched. But what happened next was even darker. The longest hotel night lasted 3.5 days. No sleep, just ecstasy, pain, and a cycle she couldn't escape. Jane testified that she'd leave these sessions with brutal UTIs, back pain, and infections, only to be pressured into doing it again before she'd even healed. And here's the kicker. Diddy recorded everything. The jury heard an audio clip from one of these recordings, and it was damning. Jane begged one of the men to use protection, but Diddy shut it down. Even worse, he kept stacks of cash in hotel nightstands to pay the men involved. And when he ran out, he'd call his staff to bring more. But the most shocking twist? Jane wasn't just a victim. She was forced into his crimes. Diddy didn't just control her body. He turned her into a drug mule. Jane testified that he made her fly pills across state lines, with his chief of staff assuring her, "It's fine, I do it all the time." She was terrified, but refusing wasn't an option. Jane's story mirrors Cassie Ventura's testimony exactly. The same freak-offs, the same drugs, the same coercion. Prosecutors are now proving this wasn't just a toxic relationship, it was a system. And with Diddy facing life in prison, this trial just took a deadly turn. But here's what no one's talking about. Who else is still trapped in his world? Because if 2 women have come forward, how many more are still silent? Let's get your take on it. Who's implicated and what's the real story here? Dive into the comments below, we're itching to hear your thoughts. And if you're all about hard-hitting exposés and no-holds-barred truth, stick around and subscribe. Thanks for watching!